What is research? Research means finding answers to questions in a careful and planned way. It is not guessing. It is not copying from Google. Research is about looking for facts, checking information, and using evidence to understand something better. For example, if I want to know why students feel stressed during exams, I do not assume the reason. I ask questions, collect answers, and look for patterns. That process is research. What are the characteristics of research? Research is systematic. It follows clear steps so the work stays organized and results can be trusted. The process usually starts with a problem, then data collection, analysis, and conclusions. For example, we can look at a food delivery company that is facing late deliveries. The company first defines the problem as orders arriving late in certain areas. It then collects data on delivery time, distance, traffic, and rider availability. After analyzing the data, it identifies where delays happen most and why. This step-by-step process makes the findings reliable. Research is ethical. It respects people, data, and rules. Information must be collected honestly and used responsibly. For example, we can see that the same food delivery company collects customer location and order data but does not share names or personal details. Customers are informed through the app about how their data is used. This ethical approach builds trust and keeps the research credible. Research is based on logic. Decisions are made using evidence, not guesses or emotions. For example, instead of blaming riders for late deliveries, the company looks at data patterns. The analysis shows delays mostly happen during peak traffic hours and bad weather. Logical reasoning helps the company focus on real causes, not assumptions. Research uses real data. It depends on actual observations from real situations. For example, the company uses GPS tracking, order timestamps, and traffic data from real deliveries. It does not rely on opinions or complaints alone. Real data shows what is actually happening on the ground. Research is detailed and careful. Data is checked to reduce mistakes and increase accuracy. Small errors can change results. For example, the company double-checks delivery times and removes duplicate or incorrect entries before analysis. This careful review ensures the final conclusions are accurate. Research leads to new questions. One study often creates the need for more research. For example, after fixing delivery delays, the company notices customer ratings are still low in some areas. This leads to new research questions about food quality, packaging, or customer support. Research does not end, it keeps improving decisions over time. What is the purpose of research? Exploratory. Exploratory research is done when a problem is not clearly understood. The goal is to explore and learn. For example, a city notices rising traffic congestion but does not know the main cause. Researchers interview commuters, observe traffic flow, and review transport data. This helps identify possible reasons like poor signal timing or population growth. Exploratory research creates direction but not final answers. Descriptive research explains what is happening right now. It focuses on facts and patterns. For example, a streaming platform studies viewing habits to understand what genres people watch most, at what time, and on which devices. This research describes behavior clearly so organizations understand the current situation. Explanatory research looks at cause and effect. It answers why something happens. For example, a company tests whether changing packaging design increases sales. One group sees the old design and another sees the new one. Sales data shows whether the change caused an improvement. This type of research helps organizations make confident decisions. Types of research: informal versus formal research. Informal research is casual and flexible. It is used to gather quick insights without strict methods or detailed documentation. Formal research is structured, follows strict methods, and produces results that can be verified. For example, we can research why patients in a local clinic sometimes miss their appointments. Using informal research, staff might casually ask patients why they missed visits or check patterns in appointment logs. For formal research, the clinic designs a structured study, collecting detailed data on patient demographics, travel distance, waiting times, and reminders. The results are then analyzed statistically to identify the main reasons and create a clear plan to reduce missed appointments. Informal research gives fast insights, while formal research provides solid evidence for decision-making. Basic versus applied research. Basic research is done to expand knowledge without a specific immediate goal. It seeks to understand principles or causes. Applied research aims to solve practical problems using knowledge from basic research. For example, we can research the spread of a new strain of flu. Basic research would study how the virus replicates, which cells it targets, and how the immune system responds. Applied research would then use these insights to develop faster vaccines, improve treatment plans, or design better hospital protocols to reduce infection. Basic research builds understanding, while applied research directly solves problems. What are the 5 most common research methods? 1. Mixed methods research. Mixed methods research combines both qualitative and quantitative approaches. It gives a complete picture by collecting numerical data and understanding personal experiences. For example, we can research patient recovery after a new surgery technique. Quantitative data would track recovery times, complication rates, and vital signs. Qualitative data would collect patients' experiences, feelings of pain, and satisfaction with care. Combining both gives doctors numbers and real-life insights to improve treatment. 2. Scholarly and theoretical research. Textual research. This method relies on existing knowledge, theories, and literature rather than new data. Researchers analyze books, articles, reports, and previous studies to develop ideas or frameworks. For example, we can research the best ways to reduce hospital readmissions. Instead of collecting new patient data, we study medical journals, hospital reports, and previous research to identify proven strategies. Theoretical research helps guide practical studies and decision-making. 3. Design and creative methods. Design research focuses on creating, testing, and improving new systems, tools, or processes. It is often iterative, meaning researchers try ideas, test them, and refine them. For example, we can research a new mobile app for patient monitoring. Researchers design prototypes, test them with patients, gather feedback on usability, and improve the app. Creative methods help produce solutions that work in real life. 4. Empirical methods. Qualitative. Qualitative empirical research studies experiences, opinions, and behaviors. It relies on observations, interviews, and open-ended data rather than numbers. For example, we can research why patients feel anxious before chemotherapy. Researchers interview patients, observe their interactions with staff, and analyze their stories. This method uncovers emotions, challenges, and needs that numbers alone can't show. 5. Empirical methods. Quantitative. Quantitative empirical research studies measurable phenomena using numbers and statistics. It tests hypotheses and identifies patterns. For example, we can research whether a new drug lowers blood pressure. Patients are monitored, and their readings are recorded and analyzed. Statistical tests show if the drug works better than current treatments. Numbers provide clear evidence to make decisions.